This episode of a mobile home makeover is mainly about closing up the garden at the end of the summer and a little bit about what to do with all of the apples and plums and other stuff. These are going to turn into frozen plums. We're driving a load of outdoor furniture. I think I got it now. That's us. We were away for 2 weeks.
Bill, how can you be?
Between all of these, we might have a couple usable lounge chairs. Bits. Marinara for a hopefully eggplant parm. I hope this guy is okay to eat. That was our big eggplant. It's got a rot right there though. Looks fine inside.
I don't know if you.
Yeah, babe. We're power washing after power washing. October 3rd, and we've been covering everything with plastic the last few nights, but it wasn't enough. Last night we had serious frost come through, and that's what it did to our basil. Just wiped everything right out. Kale seems to do okay, but the peppers not so much. So we're just gonna do a little crash harvesting of everything right now. These all died. Just a few bottom leaves still kind of going, so trying to make a quick pesto. Harvest season is really fun. Time to make some some tomato sauce, gravy, marinara, whatever you want to call it. Starting with some sauteing some onion, tomatoes, and some oregano. Oh yeah, and some tomatoes. Little peppers. Maybe I'll put in more, but I don't know. Fall Fest. Wait a minute. We've been covering over what we can at night. Oh, whoops. Looks like I forgot to cover this last night. Uh-oh. Who knows? Maybe we never quite achieved frost last night and these tomatoes will survive. We'll see. A little scare ready for the kids. Dark. Hung up some more sunflowers for the birds to enjoy in the middle of the winter. Not my tree, but man. For summer of waiting, these are the last of our dahlias. All the ones outside died the other night in the freeze. Sure are beautiful dahlias. Deb added a wreath of hydrangeas. Oh. Go ahead. Birds in the sunflowers right now. Progress is being made on the old hardware store. They got back wall built and floor is looks like it's getting ready to be poured. We have a lot of apple trees around town, and believe it or not, I've never made an apple pie that I can remember, at least not an official one. So I made an attempt. It's I think probably gonna have like a lot of crust, thick crust. But here it goes. Done. Well, the review is that I made too much crust, but the filling was good. Yeah. We had a cold spell, and then we had a warm spell. Now we're about to have a cold spell again. It's time to bring in the last of the tomatoes. Little squash growing down here. New one starting right there. Season's over, guys. Sorry about that. I don't know how, but we wound up with an extra dog. October 18th. And doing some harvesting, but these are still kind of going, so we got a brand new squash growing right there. These are pretty much done though. I think that cold a couple nights ago took this plant out, so I'm gonna grab these little guys. Got these hay bales to do, or straw bales to do mulching. Snow up in the mountains, but we can't see it. Here we have beets that may be getting ready to harvest. I don't precisely know how big they need to get. These little lettuces may not ever do much. Last tomato plant huddled in this little bed here, just covering it over every night. It's holding on. Apple crumble. November 5th, and we got our first snow up in the hills. It's November 7th, and you know, we're not having freezing temps all day long, but it's time to start closing up the water system in the garden. So I'm disconnecting this whole setup here. I got a hose that runs from the house bib out to here and supplies this whole irrigation end and then a hose. So I'm disconnecting that. I'm going to blow out the irrigation. We had this one bed that we'd been covering and there were tomatoes in there. We let that go last night. This bed we're still covering every night. That's kind of hanging in there. We'll see. It's got mostly herbs and a little bit of kale and some beets growing. Compressor to blow out the irrigation. This adapter right here. And up here we have a gusher somewhere over here. Listening. Found it and fixed it. This little guy had gum separated right here. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.